find that chart that says Understanding Your Cervical Spine. Look down at the bottom of that chart and see what a vertebrae looks like. Vertebrae, that's what's stacked up on your spine, up and down your back. Each one of those vertebrae have a little nerve that comes out each side, and the nerve goes to different areas of your body. Your eyes, your ears, your nose, your stomach, your heart, your spleen, your lungs, your arms, your legs. And then they end up in your hands and your feet. Well, if that little vertebrae is turned out of place or twisted or damaged at all, it's going to cause some problems. And the little problems will show in that column on your chart. So find the chart that shows the spine. Listed right next to that is the name of your vertebrae. Remember, that's that little thing that's got the nerves coming out each side. And by the way, if that's twisted out of place or pinched or something, that little nerve, it gets a signal, and a little pain signal, a slight pain signal in it, goes out into the body, and it intermeshes with the muscles, and it sends that little pain signal, and then you get a muscle spasm in the muscle. And you can feel it in your neck or down your spine or in your shoulders. Now, what was I saying? Okay, look at the spine there. Look right next to that. That's the name of the vertebrae. Right at the top it says atlas and axis. That's the two vertebrae, 1C and 2C, that sit underneath the skull, right at the back of the head. That's what holds your head on your skull, or on your spine. And then going down, you got your 1 through 7 cervical vertebrae. Then about the base of your neck, you get your thoracic vertebrae. So 1 through 12 in the thoracic vertebrae, and 1 through 5 in the lumbar vertebrae. So see the column right next to that that says areas? That's the areas of your body that the nerves go out to. Oh, the head, up in the one said the head, the pituitary, the scalp, the bones, the face, the brain, the middle ear, the nervous system. That's that 1C, that very top one. And then the second one down, it goes to the eyes, the optic nerves, the ear nerves, auditory is ear nerves, sinuses, tongue, the forehead. Then that second column over where it says effects, if that vertebrae is turned out of place, or if it's damaged, or if it's stressed, if it's jammed, it's easy to get your vertebrae jammed together, and then you'll get these effects that are in that second column over. And where I've circled that in red, that's where it shows you're out of place in your hand. See, I've got depression circled and ADD on that 1C. And then down there on your 7C, oh, why did I circle that? Oh, that's anxiety attacks. You might not be getting the anxiety attacks, but I think you're getting anxiety. That's that 2T. That goes to your heart. And goes out through your, kind of across your shoulder blades. Chronic fatigue, anxiety, heart conditions. That's what everybody's getting nowadays since they've had the advent of the computers. And everybody bends over those computers all day. Right there at the base of the neck is where it stresses those vertebrae. I get hand readings from all over the world. Oh, I've just seen so many necks that are out of place, almost everybody. And I didn't used to see that when I was reading hands in the 90s, before they had computers. Didn't see that at all. But boy, I'm seeing it now. And those are the nerves that go to the heart. Not a good thing. 3T, the lungs, the breathing. But most of all, those anxiety. See where I've circled those? Now, if you're out at the top part of the spine, it's going to throw you out the opposite way in the lower spine to allow you to stand up straight. So then look on the hand chart now. See where I've got the little ovals circled? That's where it shows in your hand along that headline. And that's where you're out of place. That's where you're getting some stress in that vertebrae. Luckily, that line isn't broken. You don't want to see that line. If it's broken, it means you got some real serious problems in your spine. So underneath that Jupiter finger, the index finger, the cervical spine is going to show. See, you got a whole bunch of red marks in there. I think you're out at the top, all the way down, all the way through about 7C. Of course, you're out in 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5. T, thoracic 2. But I think your whole cervical's out because you've got little islands all the way through there. Here's a little trick you can do. Turn your head to the right. See if you can get your chin over your shoulder. Now turn your head to the left and see if you can get your chin over your left shoulder. If you've got some stress in there, that top vertebrae is turned out of place, and you're probably going to have to go see a chiropractor or a physical therapist or somebody that does cranial sacral work that can put that top vertebrae back in place. Well, see if you can find a chiropractor or somebody that does cranial sacral work. And that's those top 2 vertebrae. They have to treat those a little bit different than a chiropractor does in the back. And you can get that put back in place. So underneath that Jupiter finger, your cervical shows underneath the Saturn finger, the middle finger, that's where your thoracic vertebrae are going to show. You've got a little bit leaking in there into the thoracic area from both sides. And then underneath that sun, the ring finger, that's your lumbar, that's your lower back. And then underneath that little finger is your tailbone, your sacrum and your coccyx. I didn't see anything there, but however, your headline bends over about there. And that top part, where you're out at the very top part, that's causing you some depression, and it's causing some anxiety. And I don't know if you know what ADD is. Let me think if I can. Attention deficit deficiency. It's when you're anxious all the time, and you're very nervous, moving around all the time. So, see that one little place in your lower spine where you're out? Let me see where that's at. I think that is down in that 3L. It is 2L, 3L, 4L. That's where your female organs sit. That's going to disrupt your sexual libido, by the way, if that's out of place. So you get that spine fixed, not only will all those little lines go away, that line that droops down at the end of your headline, that will absolutely disappear. That line, it's an unnatural line. And that headline should just go over and kind of end underneath that sun finger, that ring finger. And you'll feel so good you can't stand it.